Hello, this is Pranav from Aquatic Express, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how to care for the betta fish. So as you can see in this as you can see here, this is my female crown-tail betta right here, and she is a really nice female betta, and I have had her for about a year now. Um, so I want to talk to you guys talk to you guys a little bit how to care for these guys. Okay. So first, let's talk about let's talk about size. These guys max out right around 3 inches. So generally, most bettas you're gonna see are gonna reach around about 3 inches max. That's the big max. That's the biggest they're gonna grow. And the females and the males generally stay at both at that 3 inch mark. The females are just look a little bit smaller generally because they're shorter finned, as you can see in my female right here. So yeah, they reach right around 6 inches. Not my bad, 3 inches max. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is temperament. Now this is a controversial topic, but what I'm going to say is these guys are semi-aggressive. That's what they're generally classified as, but the temperament can be all over the place. It's just individualized. It just depends. Every betta is different and is unique, has a unique temperament in their own way. I have a betta. This betta actually right here, she is actually a really aggressive female betta. Yeah, she is on the aggressive side. She wouldn't even let a snail live with her. She killed that, and she just doesn't like to be with other inhabitants at all. The only time she was like nice was when I had her in a 10-gallon tank with some reservoirs, but even those she would chase them, but it worked out okay temporarily because they were fast fish. But yeah, pretty much she doesn't like to be with other fish, so the temperament is just individualized. Some bettas are more aggressive than others. I have another female betta who is super duper docile, and she's super chill, and she gets along pretty much with everybody. She's got I've had her with other fish, multiple different kinds of fish. I've had her with. I've also had her with snails, and I've also had her with shrimp. I've had her with like super small shrimp, like cherry shrimp even, and a mono shrimp, and she left those alone. Yeah, but this female betta here, she just does not like to be with other fish. So the temperament is just individualized, but overall they're classified as semi-aggressive. Alright, so tank mates. This again is a controversial subject, as a lot of people believe that bettas can't go with other fish, and as they're called, the Siamese fighting fish, that nickname. But the truth is they can go with other fish. That being said, some bettas, like mine here, will not allow you to put them with other fish. They will kill any other fish you put them with. So you have to keep that in mind. But if your betta is more on the calm side, you could totally try some tank mates. So some tank mates that I would recommend would be like some good options would be like some of your smaller tetras. So we want to keep in mind when we're choosing tank mates for your betta, we want to keep in mind that we don't want the tank mates to be super small where the betta could eat them eventually. And we don't want them to be like super duper active where they're going to stress out your betta, because bettas are mellow. And we don't want them to be fin nippers. So we want to avoid fish like barbs. Pretty much any barb you want to avoid. Most cichlids you want to pretty much avoid, as you're just taking your chances. Sometimes it works. It just depends on the setup and the scenario. But for me personally, some good tank mates would be like some of your smaller tetras. So like your ember tetras, your gold tetras, your neon tetras, your black neons, glow light tetras, harlequin rasboras, endlers, potentially platies are also a potential option. Depending on the tank size. Plecos, so most plecos are going to be fine, so your brucellosis plecos and your clown plecos are fine given the tank size. But yeah, any of those tetras will be fine. Most of your smaller rasboras will be fine, so your green cubitai, your galaxy rasboras, also known as celestial pearldanios. But yeah, snails can work. In terms of shrimp are a maybe. I'd say a mono shrimp are a good option. I just would keep that in mind that depending on the betta, you may be able to. Cory cats would be a good option. Yeah, so yeah, those are some good choices when it comes to tank mates. As for water parameters, these guys are relatively easy to take care of in terms of water parameters. They're not picky. They do prefer softer water, but they can go from a pH anywhere from like 6.4 to an 8, and they'll be perfectly fine. Our pH is right around like a 7.6, and they do perfectly fine at that pH. Temperatures, I'd say your best bet for temperatures around 78 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And a lot of people think that because you see bettas in the pet store in small little cups without a heater, that they don't need it. And the truth is they do. It's a very important part of their metabolism and digestion system. If they have the heater, they digest better and they are more active. Whereas in colder water, they become more lethargic. You do want to keep these in a cycle aquarium, even though they can survive a cycle. So no ammonia, no nitrite, nitrates 20 ppm or less. But yeah, just those general things for water parameters. In terms of tank setup, so for tank size, I'm gonna say a minimum of a 3-gallon. In this aquarium, you see my female Betta, she is in a 3-gallon tank, and she's been doing good. All our Bettas are in 3 gallons or larger. I personally feel 3 gallons is the minimum for a Betta. Now, I wouldn't put anything else in here with the Betta, just because 3 gallons is kind of small, but 3-gallon tank for one Betta can work as long as it's maintained well. Now, the bigger you go, the better, and the easier it is going to be to maintain stable water conditions. So in terms of like tank setup, substrate, it really does not matter. I'd say gravel or sand is fine. Here you can see we have gravel. Plants, live or fake work. I personally find that fake plants work as long as they're soft and silk, because bettas have long fins and you don't want to damage those. Same with other kind of decor, you don't want it to be sharp where it will damage your betta. So just smooth decoration, smooth artificial plants, but live plants, they're not hard to take care of. And one last thing I do want to mention is, in terms of tank setup, you do want to make sure you have a filter in the aquarium. It's important on maintaining that biological cycle going on. That nitrogen cycle, keep the ammonia 0, nitrite 0. In terms of feeding, these guys are super easy to feed. They'll eat pellets, flakes, frozen brine shrimp, frozen bloodworms. They'll even eat live baby brine shrimp. We personally don't feed that, but you can totally feed them live baby brine shrimp. So they're basically not hard to feed. We give them a mix of foods. A variety is key. But that being said, they're not fussy, so if you give them pellets, they're gonna be fine. Alright guys, so thank you for watching my video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.